Hey guys, this is Allison Ritrovato, and this is In the Studio. We're visiting the metal artist Chaleen, who lives in Lyme, Connecticut. She's a good friend of mine and a wonderful, fun, joyous spirit. Right now you're seeing scenes from her garden, the medallion, the bat she made. She takes all sorts of things in her garden. That particular thing was made by a friend, and her fish, but she takes all odds and ends. She tries not to buy anything and makes them into art, and she's going to tell us why she does this and how she does this and what she derives from it. A real sense of joy. And here you can see all her little things that she makes. She's a real creative mind, has tons of ideas coming through, and just has so much fun. Hey.
Hi.
Why'd you choose this medium?
Welcome to the studio.
Do you have a name for your studio?
No, but I could think of a couple. Why did I choose this medium? I see things in metal, and I've always been fascinated with how it melts and how you can form it even though it's a solid structure.
I love that.
I love burning stuff. I can remember.
Are you a pyromaniac?
Even my daughter said to me one time, she was in 6th grade, she said, I can't wait to use the Bunsen burner. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's my daughter. Because I love the way that with the welder, it just melts everything. And brazing has become an obsession. I have a few tutors who live in the neighborhood. Peter Weigel is one of them, and he's been teaching me how to braze. And that's when you take metal and you heat it up with an acetylene torch. And it heats up enough that it melts together. And then I take a little brazing rod and I melt it to the metal, and it becomes a little teardrop, or it just changes the whole color and structure of the piece. And
When you made this little guy here?
And that I saw a picture of one, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have those tools. And I source all these tools hopefully for free. Most of them are just people are going to throw it away. And I'm going to make a basket out of rebar. This is rebar. They throw it away sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, I need to use that and make something out of it.
What's your favorite tool in the studio?
Oh, so I think my favorite tool is this acetylene torch. It's my go-to for melting stuff. You want me to light it up for you?
Sure, let's see some fire.
I'll put the little post on this. And everything's kind of a balancing act too. So and I have all these cute little things that I use to. It's another thing. My guys in the hood teach me how to do stuff. I have everybody within a 2-mile radius. My next door neighbor, he's my biggest supplier of stuff. He was a tool and die guy. And his whole basement is full of tools. So if I need something, I just call him and say, hey, you got X?
Ooh, does that make the
See
flame
that
hotter?
beautiful point?
Yeah.
of blue? Yes. Makes it better, hotter.
Wow.
And I usually use gloves, but watch out.
Okay. We'll be careful.
So I put it on top of something so that the heat goes down and not all the way into the table. And just as it starts to melt.
What kind of feelings do you have when you're doing the metal work? Does it bring you joy or peace or?
You know, it is very mesmerizing, so I am really in the moment, and
In the moment. Oh, that's so cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's really good for me because I've always wanted to go do, be, whatever, you know, out and about. And this
Yeah, it's a very busy mind, right?
yeah. So when I get stuck here, I go out in my garden and I start messing around, and I'll look for my tools. Where's my? Usually I'm gloved up too and masked up, but and I use all my bits and pieces.
Yeah, all the stuff in here you get from house sales or.
I try to
People give it to
source
you?
it if they're throwing it out. I don't want to.
You
I
don't
try
buy
not
anything.
to buy it, but sometimes I gotta buy some of this, like this metal rod here. I bought that, and my guy for sourcing that is my husband. He has a garage, a truck garage. He employs welders, and those guys, oh my gosh, I have learned so much from them. So I'm just gonna get rid of this little bubble right here. I'm gonna try and get it to melt without melting the whole thing. Not great torch control, but I'm learning.
You're doing a great job.
Still learning.
Woo!
It's cool, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
And so some people I clean it up and then it's all shiny like these, and you can, you know, keep them in the house or whatever. This one's kind of junky, but it's still funky.
What do you call the piece that's right in front of us?
Junky.
The
This is
quilt?
Follow the Sun. This is something I've
Follow
been working
the
on for
Sun.
quite a while. It's called a quilt. This was a coffee table. I took it apart, and then I saw something at the Creative Arts Center,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all different pieces within squares when they were mounted on a wall. So I took some flat stock and welded it to the rectangle, and then it just became, I was listening to a song, and I feel like every day I wake up and I got a new day to do something with. And we were just talking about this the other day. You only have, like, let's say we all live to 100, which is not happening for a lot of people. But if you have 100 years, what are you going to do with those 100 years? And I am 64, and I woke up when I was 10, and I was panicked. I was like, oh my God, one of these days I'm going to die. So I've always been kind of rushing through life doing things. But now all of a sudden I'm thinking, you know, life is short. You got to enjoy the moment, be in the moment.
Yeah.
However long it takes you to figure out how to be present and what makes you present, and that we have 24 hours. We have 24 hours every day, 7 days a week, times 365 days.
You have 12 suns there. Does that represent
It's, yeah.
the months?
So it's the months, it's the day, it's, you know, you follow the sun, it goes up, it goes down, and nothing really changes except what you choose to do. Yeah, it's sort of a,
That's good.
and I've been moving them around, and these are all the parts I get from Alan. These are actually drill bits. They're quite expensive according to some of the guys that use them for actually what they use for, which is power tool. And these are car parts that I get from this other guy, Brian, and then I just clean them up. This is a truck part. This is a bicycle part.
Do you have a vision? Do you like get a vision of what you want to do and then you kind of follow it?
It morphs. They change, you know.
Does it speak to you at all, like the metal? Like saying, I want to be this or I want to be that?
Yes, I think so. But
yeah.
silently, like my
In your head.
crickets. Jiminy Cricket over here. He's been in my mind. Oh my gosh. Or my favorite, Woody Woodpecker. Isn't he cute?
Yeah, he is really cute.
So I'll probably make several of them because the first one is always a little bit tricky, but I also have to find more trowels.
So I have a question for you.
Find things.
If someone's saying that I want to, I just haven't gotten to it and I really want to do art, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be good, or like, what would you tell someone to just go for
my gosh. I've been thinking about doing this since I was like 16 out in California. I don't know why in my mind when somebody says, when did you want to do this? I was in San Diego looking at an old pickup truck. And this guy was welding. And I thought, oh my gosh. First of all, I wanted to buy the pickup truck. It was $500, but that's all the money I had. And he was just, I think it was just the melting of the metal, you know, that whole thing of something so sturdy and hard can be manipulated and changed.
And you just went for it?
No. I did clay, I did glass blowing, I did.
What if someone's afraid
And
to
then
start?
all of a sudden, now I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone's afraid to start, what do you tell them? Like, just go for it?
Just do it. Yeah. Like, why are you afraid? First, ask that question. Maybe.
Yeah.
Why would somebody be scared to do art? I feel intimidated when somebody asks me to make something. So I remember the whole bird feeder holder thing.
Yeah.
It's taken me a year and a half to figure out how to make one for her. She came up with the drawing, and then I finally figured out with my metal bender how to bend the metal, and then we were obsessed with brazing and making these little icicles out of nails.
So cute.
And I kind of messed this one up, but I was practicing brazing and attaching things to it and then cleaning it up. And this one will fall apart eventually because it's a different source of metal on different metals. So I'm just learning how to do all that.
Well, thank you for showing us your studio.
You're welcome. Want to see my other thing? I fixed this.
Yes.
And then I
And we'll leave with
brazed it.
that.
Isn't
That's
it beautiful?
great. Yes, you do wonderful work.
love
Hey,
it.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Say your name.
Chaleen.
Abley?
Chaleen Bloth Abley. Yeah.
There you go, Abley. Thank you.
Yes.